Traditional sweet recipes from Malta, available online at www.traditionalmaltesweets.com. Traditional sweet recipes, creating a small slice of Malta that feels like home.
U l-aħħar taqsima tagħna llum ser toħodna fi New South Wales fejn Mark Avellino ser laqana mal-arkitett u artist Mark Gerada.
It wasn't until I graduated that I really started painting. So I graduated from architecture. It was the recession that we had to have, according to Paul Keating.
Yeah.
There was the economy here and the building industry was pretty bad. I thought I'd go to England. My uncle was living there at the time, and that post-Thatcher recession in England was even worse than here. And it was a blessing in disguise. I just painted and drew. I mostly drew, actually. I wasn't painting so much then. And so many of the people I was just accidentally hanging out with were very encouraging, you know, their parents. And I was living in Muswell Hill in London, which was quite an arts cultural centre, I guess. And all my friends' parents were seeing what I was doing and really encouraging it. So that's how it got going.
So with your work being, I think from looking at your work, it's quite illustrative.
Yeah.
And quite design focused. I think it's got that real element of design and illustration in there.
Yeah.
Do you think that having the architectural background has kind of played an influence in the way your work actually looks?
I mean, I had to. You know, we didn't have computers and CAD then, so which I think I teach architecture now, and I do a lot of design teaching. I think that was also a blessing in disguise, not having computers. Like we had to draw, and I think you do a lot of thinking through drawing. But I also, like when I came back from England, I did still think. I did try to be an architect. I practiced for a bit more. But when I wanted to move quite seriously into the arts, one of the first things I did to make money was actually work as a commercial illustrator. So that at first was what was supplementing painting.
And so at what point did you do your first exhibition?
It was in England.
It was in England.
Yeah. It was in Muswell Hill, actually. A friend of mine, a priest, a Catholic priest, saw what I was doing, and he was getting me involved doing things for his church, and and my first exhibition was at a friend of his in South London, and my second exhibition was in his church hall in Muswell Hill.
So with your painting, it's predominantly painting now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gone through phases. It's been painting, it's been video. That was a bit of a video. So at one point, painting was financially supplementing the video.
Yeah.
But lately I've been doing installation, like public artwork installation. I just finished a big collaborative commission in Brisbane for Brisbane Council, which followed on for one from Sydney City Council. So it hasn't just been painting.
Yeah, so it's the broader arts.
Yeah, and I kind of think of it as communication, communicating ideas.
Yeah. I'm sort of interested to find out from you, with the work that you're producing, what sort of themes you're exploring. Because you've been working for quite a long time. You've had exhibitions in a few different places. Quite an extensive exhibition history, including an exhibition in Malta, which we'll maybe talk about a little bit.
Two now, I guess.
Two now,
Malta,
okay.
Yeah.
So, with the connections with Malta and just your general sort of working, how do you tie, I guess, your architecture, your design, and I guess your other interests all together into your work?
Well, I guess when I was starting out, I was with commercial galleries for a while there, when there were commercial galleries. There's barely any left now. But yeah, I don't think I quite knew what I was doing with my first exhibitions. But then once I was doing an exhibition or two every year. It was a lot to be doing in retrospect.
Were they solo exhibitions or group exhibitions?
Yeah, they were. They were solo
okay.
exhibitions, and I was in retrospect, pumping out a lot of work. I don't know if that's a good idea, because I was feeling a bit burnt, especially in that commercial world. I mean, it was selling well, but yeah, I was focusing on things that were close to me, and that was Malta. And they were quite abstract paintings, so a lot of the forms in them related to Maltese architecture, especially not so much the bigger architecture, but the simple forms of Maltese houses. So simple geometric forms. I mean, one of the first big bodies of work I did, actually that exhibition I did in London, I actually painted in Tashien or Paola in Malta. So the view from my auntie's roof and just the forms of the roofs, the flat roofs and the blocks, I guess, of the terraces, that was a recurring theme in that work. And I used those as symbols to talk about, the war, my family moving here, my confusion with, am I Australian, am I Maltese, so those architectural forms I used as symbols to talk about other emotions.
So it means that people can relate, I guess.
I don't know if people related or not.
Because one of the things, from looking at your work, it's quite colourful, colourful work. So it immediately, some of the colours actually made me think of Malta when I was kind of looking at some work online.
Yeah, that was
which is really interesting to see how there's these colours that you kind of think, oh yeah, that reminds me of Malta, without necessarily saying that's Malta.
Yeah.
When you go to Malta and you hear the language, and obviously you hear it from one side of the family a bit more, do you identify with the language?
Oh, yeah, it's unbelievable, and in my head, I mean, it's hard, it's difficult language.
To articulate.
The melody of it and the sound of it in my head really comes out, it's when I'm there, it's just so natural. So we have my daughter Sage here.
Hey Sage.
Her new shoe, which doesn't fit. So yeah, but the language, when I'm in Malta, that language is very natural. But when I'm in Vietnam, which I've only been there twice, even though that's a foreign language to me, it starts to sound natural as well.
U dik l-intervista twassalna fit-tmiem programm ieħor ta' Maltese DownUnder. Għal dawk li jixtuq jagħmlu kuntatt magħna nieħdu pjaċir nisimgħu minn għandkom fuq l-email tagħna maltesetv@gmail.com jew inkella fuq il-paġna tagħna fuq Facebook Maltese DownUnder. Jiena Marlin nixtieqilkom is-saħħa u nagħtikom appuntamenti oħra bħalhom ġimgħa fl-istess ħin.